sound back-to-back. The Dolphins lost to the Chargers. J-Mac, you were on the call of that game. It was a heartbreaking loss that comes at the very end. After it was over, Tua Tagovailoa stood up in front of the media and made some comments that raised a lot of eyebrows. You're going to hear them here, and then you will hear how his head coach, Mike McDaniel, responded yesterday.
We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late, guys not showing up to player-only meetings. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? It's a lot of things of that nature that we got to get cleaned up, and it starts with the little things like that.
Regardless of an intent and what was on Tua's mind, after a loss as the franchise quarterback, that's not the forum to displace that. I think he knows that now. I do honestly believe it was not. There's no ill intention, but you're talking about I think kind of a misguided representation of player orchestrated film sessions.
Okay, so obviously when we're having these conversations, 6 games into the season, things have gone very badly. The players I had here yesterday, Teddy Bruschi, Damian Woody, were suggesting that this is an indictment. For Tua to be saying that, it's a major indictment of the coaching staff. We heard the coach respond. You were around the team last week. You start with what you're hearing here.
Tua's comments was an indictment on player leadership, not team leadership. The meetings that he's talking about aren't called by Mike McDaniel or Anthony Weaver or any of the coaches on the staff. This is me, Neek, and Jeff saying, hey, tomorrow at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday on our off day, let's come in and meet. And Jeff saying, the hell with that meeting, I'm not going. That shows a lack of respect to me. Yeah, he sounds just like Jeff. As I listened to Tua, I was teammates with him, and to me, Tua's in a place where he's trying to figure out leadership from a franchise quarterback, from a guy that's being paid, that has a ton of pressure on him, on a team that's not winning football games. And I think somewhere along the line, he's been told that, hey, you have to call your teammates out. You have to hold them accountable publicly, and that's not it. That's not the way to do it. And I don't think deep down that's who Tua is as a leader and as a person.
We had a good time laughing about me riding on the train with Ray Lewis yesterday.
Yeah.
But we actually did talk about leadership a bunch of that. And it's about authenticity, and it's also about accountability, personal accountability. Every team that I was on had these player-only meetings weekly. And it was not a, hard and fast, you better be there at this time. It was understood that you get there because you cared, and you had ownership of other people. And so, I don't care about Tua saying it to the media. The concerning part is that he felt the need, or that they're feeling like some people aren't completely bought in. And I think we can make a bunch of noise about whether he should have said this or not, but it comes down to one thing. He's not good enough to say that right now. That's what it comes down to. If he was balling, you can go talk the way that you want to talk to anybody. Yeah. When you are also sometimes part of the problem, it looks like you're pointing the finger. Right. And that internal leadership is something we've always talked about this. And again, with Ray, it was like the Ravens teams were always led by the players. Yeah. Right. The best teams are ones that are led by the players. 100%. And it's not like, man, I don't want to be late because coaches are going to be mad. It's I don't want to be late because I don't want to let you guys down. It's my responsibility.
Right. Sorry, Jeff, just really quickly. You don't do it after a game. I think he was just rambling at that point.
Listen, I don't like the timing, but I don't like the timing of McDaniel either. You don't got to go out and do this either. What are you gaining from this conversation that you're having about your quarterback? You need to say, hey, I had a conversation with Tua. Right. He and I addressed it. I've addressed it with him. I've addressed it with the team, and then move forward. What he's doing is putting that out there so the world sees, hey, I'm going to stand up to this, or the front office now hears me say this. I think organizational alignment, you see it, right? What is said from the top gets repeated and regurgitated all the way down. All the best teams have it. Right now, you're not hearing the same message. That's a problem.
Final word, Danny.
I just remember when I covered the Giants, Eli Manning would have the Friday film session. Yeah. There was nothing required. There was nothing announced.
Exactly.
But the receivers kind of knew. It would probably a pretty good idea to be there.
You want to catch a ball?
Juice on that
you want to catch a ball, you be there.
Yeah. So, how about this throw here in the end zone to Chris Moore, Jeff?
Oh, look at this right here. Throws that thing up. Contested catch. Gotta love it. Drop the thing. No push off. Stop.
Looking to get that shin.
Really? Ain't getting no call like that. We're about points.
13-7 Chicago at the half. It's 16-10 Second half begins. Luke McCaffrey. J-Mac, where's the defense?
Oh, my goodness. They got him with the screen and goal. The DBs all bite on it. Luke McCaffrey wide open in the end zone.
Commanders up 17-16. Then the Commanders block a field goal. Now they've got a second down near midfield. Now we got Jalen Lane. Now we're in business. Commanders are driving. Flag was on the defense. Dominique, Zach Ertz going to find himself in the end zone, and the Commanders go up 8.
Oh, yeah, red zone, you want to watch out for those skinny posts. They're certainly going to take a shot with the tight end. He gets on the inside of the DB, and Jaden Daniels puts it on his chest.
But these are the new Bears. They don't quit in the fourth quarter. Bears 3rd and 4, their own 35, 10 minutes to go. DeAndre Swift, Jeff, had a night.
Little motion out of the backfield, catches it, and then puts it on him on the sideline. I mean, he just stanky legs him and then takes that thing to the house.
They go for the 2. They don't get it. Bears don't get the 2, so it's 24-22 Washington. The one thing they can't do is
Once
turn it
again,
over.
almost an exact same setup for the Bears.
That was a 3rd and short. Commanders could have gone a long way towards putting the game away. Instead, we're going the other way inside the 2-minute warning. There's the first-round pick, Colston Loveland. That's converting on a 3rd and 5. Now it's DeAndre Swift, who had himself a monster night. 175 total yards. This one puts them well into field goal range. And so they let the clock tick down to 3 seconds. Jake Moody elevated from the practice squad on Monday. 38 yards, ball game. Chicago comes from behind. In the same building where their season ended for all intents and purposes a year ago, they win it 25-24. And afterwards, their locker room was lit.
That's 3 in a row. And the only thing I need is a little bit more. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Good gets better. You better get better. Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Listen, I mean, all of a sudden, things starting to take shape, right? They started 0-2 this year, but they have scored little signs. They've scored 20 points in all their games this year. Bears hadn't done that in 30 years. Wow. Caleb Williams, 200 yards and a touchdown in every game this year. He is on pace to become the Bears' first ever 4,000-yard passer. I will remind anyone who doesn't know, this franchise started as the Decatur Staleys in the 1920s, and they've never had a 4,000-yard passer, but here they are. So as we watch them, and you just sort of feel it happening a little bit, I'm surrounded by Bears fans in my life. Ben Johnson plus Caleb Williams, what we are seeing. Jeff, what are we seeing in the Chicago team?
Maturation and growth.
Right before your eyes,
right? Before your eyes. You're seeing it. And I love what you're seeing. And again, there's nothing perfect about last night's performance except this. When he would come to the sideline when things didn't go well, he'd be frustrated. You could see him airing it out. Then he comes back. That you have to be excited if you're watching this Ben Johnson kind of development of Caleb Williams and the process they're along. I mean, it's only been 6 games or whatever it is, and they're moving the right direction.
3rd and 5, the willingness to just get 7. And knowing that's what you need at that point, like managing the situation. We know Caleb Williams can do incredible things on the football field, like flying out of bounds and throwing back across his body. We know that. But the advancement is in him knowing that he doesn't have to.
That's right.
And that is, I think, really critical. You have Ben Johnson not just developing him as a quarterback, changing his footwork, whatever else, but also, you have to manage a football game. You're the quarterback. And so here are the situations.
Concept ball, the Swift, when he's in motion, he gets up. Ben in the run game on the second down, and they convert it to get themselves in field goal. He makes it, I'm not saying he makes it easy because I'm not trying to make, but he simplifies it where it's a very, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give everybody the advantage. Our offensive line's going to have an advantage in the angles and the blocks. Our receiver's going to have an advantage. Our quarterback's going to have an advantage. He sets you up to be productive and to be efficient, and guys are just taking what he's given.
There's answers to the test. When
there you go.
defense
That's exactly right.
He gives you the answers to the test. And I think what we saw last night is only the beginning. There was still a lot
that began with the Eagles opening the door, and then the Commanders with a chance to finish the week by walking through it. And at least for the moment, I get that it's October, they didn't do it.
No, and look, if you're the Commanders, you're in a different place in your program than the Bears are. You have reason to believe it'll be okay. You'll get your top wide receivers back at some point from their injuries. And I think you look at it big picture. I'm not concerned about Jaden Daniels and the Commanders' offense. I am concerned about their defense. I think they need to tinker a little bit on that side of the ball and get it right. But I think Jaden Daniels proved last year that he's equipped to handle the bumps in the road.
Yeah, they look like the better team, to your point, as you're watching that game last night. They didn't make the necessary plays. But when you have Terry McLaurin and he comes back after missing most of training camp, when you have a quarterback in Jaden Daniels who misses 2 games early on within the first 6 weeks, you're not going to worry about this football team at all. They're going to be where they need to be at the end.
And when to me, this is similar to like Detroit the other night, right? Is when your best guys aren't making the plays, or when Patrick Mahomes against Jacksonville throws that interception, right, and goes back. There are certain moments when your best guys don't have their best stuff, and you go, you know what? That's going to be exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
They had last year in certain situations. This is an example of it. Like when you have these, I think I'm dismissing this loss and not saying that this team is as bad as they looked in certain moments. However, the loss counts. And when you get to the end of the season, you're not going to be able to get it. There's only 17 games in football, and dropping ones you're supposed to win, they always cost you.
And the Bears are 4-2. That could be a team you're tie-breaking against, right? In theory. So it does matter. But I think big picture, if you're the Commanders, you feel like, we're still set up to do
You know, we talked about to finish up this part of the conversation, we talked about the Bears division a minute ago. The NFC East has become a very weird place. I mean, the Giants are a Brandon Aubrey 64-yard field goal away from being 3-3, sitting like right in the thick of things. The Eagles have opened up the door a little bit. The Cowboys' defense is so bad. There's no way they'll be able to overcome that. And do the Commanders? Are they the team to be? Are they going to win that division?
I mean, I still feel like it's a long shot because of the talent differential with them and the Eagles. But I think that Dan Graziano probably believes that the Commanders are going to win.
They have to. Right?
I just know the Eagles aren't. That's again, I don't make the rules. Like if no one wins that division 2 years in a row, that's just a fact. So I don't know what's going to happen.
It's been 20.
We've worked with him too many years to hear this. I'm like, oh, I'm over it.
When we started working together, it was only like 15.
That's right. We just keep checking the years off every year that we're doing the show here. We'll see what happens. Someone has to win that division. Could it be Cam?